extreme weather events are escalating across the globe. Just this year, floods swept through southern Africa and Brazil, displacing so many people, thousands, and destroying homes and crops. In Chile, intense heat and drought fueled wildfires that burned huge swathes of land and forced mass evacuations. In the Pacific, the winds and storm surges of Cyclone Mila wreaked havoc on island communities. Meanwhile, Afghanistan faced deadly flash floods, making life a lot harder than it already was in the region. As the climate changes, extreme weather is becoming more frequent, more severe, and more destructive. When communities must inevitably start to rebuild after such events, yes, this effort requires cold hard cash. But the cost of the damage actually goes far beyond just the economic cost. You may have heard of the concept of loss and damage. It focuses on addressing the impacts of climate change, particularly in developing countries. Damaged and destroyed infrastructure, failed crops, loss of productivity. We can add the cost up in trillions. But what about the cost we can't quantify in monetary terms? When sea levels rise, how do you account for an island nation disappearing? When a wildfire tears through, how do you account for decimated species or seeds that don't seed? When a coral reef dies, how do you account for the loss of breeding grounds for fish and the communities that rely on them? Economists sometimes call these externalities, that is, things that markets can't put a price on. We call this non-economic loss and damage. The intangible losses that can't easily be measured in monetary terms, including the loss of life and health, loss of cultural heritage and indigenous knowledge. And this is what we should all work to value. How do we also factor non-economic loss and damage to the environment, mobility, and cultural heritage into the cost of climate change and disasters? Because let's be real, loss and damage measured in cash alone is an incomplete risk assessment. Ignoring non-economic loss and damage results in inadequate recovery planning and policy responses. To estimate the real impact of climate-related disasters and alleviate the real cost, we need an assessment that paints a picture not just of the rebuild cost of the house, metaphorically speaking, but the value of the home and the planet it's built on.